Hi.
Yes, we want to talk about the nasal congestion and sinusitis. I talk about the research how acupuncture can help congestion. And when I treat people with the needles, and I'll show you how instantaneously your congestion goes away, and what's your experiences with your nasal congestion.
Well, I use CPAP machine, and often in the morning, I get up with a dry feeling, feeling of my sinuses are dry, not so much wet. And I might use Sinex, and I think what I get better results from is a saline spray that would help add the moisture to my sinus area, and I don't feel that dry pain. But maybe you would have an alternative to that type of treatment.
Yeah, I think sealing is very necessary because it wash out all the dust or other allergens from your nostril. And the other thing is the decongestion, which people use that to constrict the blood vessel so that your congestion will go away instantaneously. But it will also create a dryness in the membrane in your sinus and nostril. And because you don't have sufficient fluids there, then you cannot clean up the dust, bacterial, or other particles stuck in your sinus. And over the time, people will grow polyps. And if you don't address the root cause of this polyps, which is inflammation, then you can cut out your polyps, it'll grow back. I have patients have polyps for, they cut it, remove the polyps for 3-4 times, and they still have congestion. So the other choice is you can use acupuncture needles. And I'm gonna use these needles and show you the certain points, and then you feel instantaneously you can breathe in more oxygen, and that not only helping your congestion, but also it brings more blood flow to your nose, so you clear up the inflammatory things, the chemicals which are causing the blood vessel leaking. When the blood vessel leaking, you have more congestion, sinusitis, polyps will grow. So let's try these needles, and this will make you feel instantaneously breathing better. And it's very skinny needles, and it's not even painful. So this first one is here. You're gonna take deep breath in. Yes, you didn't feel much, right?
No?
So that's one. So the other one is on the other point, because we have sinus here, we have sinus here, we have sinus here, 3 pairs, okay? Then we're gonna address the other pair, and this one called bladder 2, not only for the sinus, but also for the headache and also for the vision. I love this one because this one, even it's quite sensitive, but it addresses other things. And the other one is stomach 3, which is right underneath your pupil on this orbit bone, right on the edge of the lower orbit bone. So if I press this, and then you feel a little poke, and so along the orbit bone edge, so this 3 spot will help you open up your sinus. So when you have inflammation, swelling in the membrane of your sinus, then you gradually clear up this inflammation. So if you have to use the decongestant medication for long term, maybe you can try the new way to help clear up the inflammation, addressing the root cause, and you will feel like you can breathe in more oxygen, and that more oxygen bring your nerve activity down, so your depression will get better. When people had surgery remove the polyps, usually if they don't change anything, the polyps grow back, they still have congestion. Even in that case, when we put needles, either this pair or down this or right on your nose, that will opens up the congestion, opens up the nostril, they can breathe better. When you breathe better with more oxygen, you have more energy and you feel less anxious, less depressed. How do you feel?
I feel fine, and for people that think that needles are kind of scary, I felt absolutely nothing when Dr. Lee was putting the needles. I could see where they are, but I don't really feel any pain or any sensation from the needle itself. And I do feel a little bit better. I still have,
Little headache, right?
yeah, a little
In the
headache.
morning.
Yeah.
Remember you went to a restaurant to eat something, and I think it's different from your own food. So that can stimulate your immune system like black pepper or turmeric, and your immune system started acting up to produce more histamine. That histamine causing the inflammation in your nose or sinuses. So that's why you get a little congestion and you get a headache. So we're gonna leave this needle for maybe 30 minutes.
I was
And
wondering
then-
how long, yeah.
Yes, and then you will feel much better and you will have a big smile.